The Big Whack presents Buffalo on the Rise, sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process. Welcome to the television show devoted to local business, Buffalo on the Rise, with your host, Joe Chili. There's an entrepreneurial spirit in Western New York that's putting our area on the cusp of greatness. Each week, Buffalo on the Rise features local business leaders and decision makers who are shaping our future. If it's about local business, we'll talk about it right here, right now, during Buffalo on the Rise.
I'm Joe Chili. On this edition of the Big Whack's Buffalo on the Rise, meet some great people from hometown businesses, like Kevin Cullen from Hideaway Bay. Find out where this incredible destination is in Western New York. Dr. Christian Milioto from Western New York Pain Relief and Integrative Wellness Center has the help you need to feel better. And Justen Leslie from Leslie's Collision has help for seniors who need a car repair at a fair price. All on this edition of the Big Whack's Buffalo on the Rise. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Joe Chili. Mornings from 7 to 9 at Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Whack. Joining us on The Big Whack's Buffalo on the Rise today is Kevin Cullen. Kevin is one of the owners of Hideaway Bay Resort. Kevin, welcome. How are you doing today?
Good, Joe. Thanks for having us.
Glad to have you here. You know, I've heard about this. I've also gone to your website. Your website is great. It's phenomenal. So whoever put that together, give them kudos. Tell me a little bit about how the history of how this actually got started. Where was your interest in this, and why Silver Creek, you know, some of those reasons?
Yeah, well, my wife and I moved down there about 14 years ago, and we actually first saw the site from paddleboard. I'd never been there before, and it kind of came around a corner, and there's just a beautiful piece of vacant property. We became professional paddleboard athletes, traveled the world a lot, saw a lot of cool recreation tourism development models. We ended up doing our own business, doing guided trips there for 10 years, just staring at this vacant site. I was in grad school for urban planning at UB, and came up with a business plan to do some really unique development in Western New York.
To go from professional boarding to actually owning your own resort, it seems like a leap, but I guess, you know, very successful people make quantum leaps. So, you know, this is, but is there a little bit of history with it? Do you guys have some sentimentality to the site too?
Yeah, I mean, just spending so much time there. There's some really unique Keystone arch bridges built in the 1860s. There's only a few like them in the country. So we've just spent a lot of time in that bay and along that creek looking at this place. We have some tremendous partners, Gene and Matt Tundo from Tundo Construction. We teamed up early on, formulated the business plan, worked with some great public partners, Chautauqua County Industrial Development Association, Chautauqua County Land Bank. And it's really been a kind of a community effort to get this off the ground. And it's going to have some tremendous community impacts as well.
You know, when I think of Silver Creek, I mean, actually in the name it says creek, but I never really thought about it being, you know, close to the water, or there being a beach there.
Yeah, so I think Silver Creek is the only walkable village on the coastline of Lake Erie in New York State, whereas, you know, the village center is 2 blocks away from a public beach and 2 blocks away from our resort. So you feel there's a railroad bridge that kind of tucks you away, and hence the name. But you know, you're in a beautiful walkable village. You're right off a 90 exit. Walnut Creek and Silver Creek run adjacent to our property, which offers world-class fishing opportunities. And it's just, you know, something people have to see for themselves. It's a really special piece of coastline.
What kind of, what do you think of when you get there? What's the idea of Hideaway Bay Resort? What do you actually want people to picture when they're thinking of it?
Well, you drive under one of those railroad tunnels, and it's really, you know, impressive stonework, and it's people can't believe what's around the corner when they pull through. I mean, it almost feels like you're coming through a portal. And you know, there's 400 feet of beach frontage, 4 seasons of really fun activities, from paddling to kiteboarding to fishing to snow sports in the winter. There's bird watching. We're right on one of the biggest migratory bird paths in the world, and it's just a place where we want people to come and connect with nature, connect with each other, have celebrations, have special times with special people.
I think oftentimes when people think of beachfront, they think of it being seasonal, but this is a year-round location, Hideaway Bay, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's 4 seasons in Western New York, provide a lot of opportunity and fun to do different things. Summer is absolutely beautiful. There's nowhere else I'd rather be than Western New York on the shores of Lake Erie in the summertime. Great weather, lots of activities. We have a beach bar, we have a beach kitchen with, some high-end, different kind of beach food. And fall, world-class trout fly fishing. Wintertime, there's tons of activities. There's cross-country skiing, fat tire biking, ice climbing. There's whitewater nearby. And I think a lot of people don't realize the full capacity of the recreation destination that Western New York is because of its 4 seasons.
Now, I've heard about the restaurant. So tell us, the restaurant just strictly for the resort, or can people come to the restaurant anytime? Or?
No, our restaurant's open to the public. We have world-class cuisine. Our chef is Ben McBride, who's been doing high-end food for several decades. And I've had a lot of people tell me some of our steaks are some of the best steaks they've ever had anywhere. We have amazing seafood. We have full service on the beach in the summertime for food and beverage. We do room service. We offer, a dozen roses and champagne on your bed when you arrive if you want to impress your special someone or anything of that nature.
What about this? You said 4 seasons, right? And do you do events like weddings or events like that?
Absolutely, yeah. We've had some weddings already. We have a few more booked. People are starting to inquire for 2026. The site is incredibly picturesque. There's sea cliffs on both sides of the bay. There's the beautiful stone bridges, just lovely vegetation, really beautiful stretch of coast. So it's very picturesque for wedding photos. My wife and I had our engagement photos done there. We do any other events too: showers, momentous birthdays, retirement parties, graduation parties. We have banquet rooms. We have the capacity for tented beach events. Real special place.
Kevin Cullen, thank you for joining us today, and we certainly appreciate you coming out and talking to us about Hideaway Bay.
Absolutely, thank you.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Hideaway Bay by calling 716-401-5839. Sponsorship and promotional considerations for the preceding segment provided by Hideaway Bay, HideawayBayResortNY.com. Hi, I'm Joe Chili, morning 7 to 9 on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Wack. Joining us on The Big Wack's Buffalo on the Rise today is Dr. Christian Milioto from Western New York Pain Relief. Doc, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Doing very well. We want to talk about some of the things that affect people, spinal pain and chronic spinal pain. Do you get a lot of people that come in with pain that's chronic and, affecting their back or knees or elbows, shoulders, whatever?
Every single person that comes into my clinic
Really?
has been dealing with chronic pain. They've tried everything under the sun to treat it, and they've had little to no success until they've stepped through our doors.
How does it feel to be like the last resort?
You
get that
in
sometimes?
all honesty, I have 75% of my patients that come in to the office tell me that I am their last resort. And, I feel good about it because I know that that person is in a safe place. I know that that person is going to receive care that they've never had before. And I know that we're going to help give them their life back, and we're going to significantly reduce their pain and help their damaged nerves heal. So I'm confident, I'm very confident, but I do feel for that patient because they've suffered for a very long time.
Why do you feel that traditional treatments fail?
So I don't think all traditional treatments fail. I think that when a person has a problem from a disc or a nerve or arthritis that becomes chronic, that's the problem with the situation. So usually what happens is somebody injures their back or their joint, they have sciatica or stenosis, or maybe they develop a condition called neuropathy, where they're feeling numbness, burning, or tingling in their legs and feet. Well, generally the first thing people do is they go and they see their primary care physician, who will assess them and then refer them for imaging or to a specialist. And then people kind of get stuck in this trap where, they go and try physical therapy, it doesn't work. They go see a chiropractor, they do acupuncture, they do massage, none of that's working. Then they see a neurosurgeon, they don't want back surgery, so they do a spinal injection or they're put on pain medication, and they kind of get stuck in this snowball effect where the person's declining and their symptoms are getting worse and they're not getting better. So I think that's the biggest thing is a lot of times when we work with somebody, we look at everything they have going on. How long have you had it? Have you had back surgery? What type of neuropathy is it? Is it diabetes? Is it circulation? Did you have chemo or radiation therapy? And our therapies are regenerative forms of medicine that are effective, FDA approved, they have immediate results, and we're reducing and eliminating medication and surgical intervention. So I think, you know, it's kind of how our system of medicine is, and people have to be an advocate for themselves. You have to seek the proper care, do the research, ask the right questions, and then that's how you can get the results you're looking for.
When you talk about neuropathy, how does somebody know if they're suffering from neuropathy? Is it like a cell phone, you know, vibrating on you? Is it a larger thing than that? Or?
So it could be many different things, and that's the problem with neuropathy. Neuropathy by definition means the person feels numbness, burning, or tingling in their hands, legs, or feet, okay? But neuropathy can come from type 2 diabetes. It can come from people who have unknown spinal conditions or spinal conditions that go left untreated and don't heal properly. People with circulatory problems, and then individuals who are on certain types of medication or have undergone chemo or radiation therapy for cancer treatment. The important thing about neuropathy is two things. When you go and you see a neurologist and they diagnose you with neuropathy, no medication that they're going to give you treats neuropathy. They tell you it's for pain, they tell you it's for the nerve. I'm not sounding angry about it, but I feel for my patients. I have a lot of compassion and love for them. And I want them to understand that if you're taking gabapentin, it's an anti-seizure medication. It's not for nerve damage. If you're taking Lyrica or Cymbalta, you're taking medication for people that are clinically depressed. So all these things affect the brain. They're not affecting the neuropathy. There are treatments that can regenerate damaged nerves. There are treatments that can eliminate neuropathy. That's what we do.
All right, describe for me, we have about 3 minutes left. Describe regenerative evidence-based medicine.
So we use a combination of treatments that work on all of the damage resulting from somebody's clinical condition. So we work on the blood supply, the disc, the joint, the nerve, the balance issues that they're having, strengthening the individual, and most of our patients are 60 to 90 years old, and they're people that couldn't stand or walk. One of my favorite patients we just finished with, Marlene, is 86 years old and went to the second last Bills home opener, was able to walk up and down 50 steps to the Bills Stadium, left us a review online saying, I walked down those stairs, I walked up, no cane, no pain. If you are in pain, give these guys a chance. And that's what makes me feel good.
That's incredible. Now, what type of patients are we talking about? Just briefly give us what kind of, is it back pain? Is it leg pain? Is it,
Arthritis, inflammation, sciatica, stenosis, bulges, herniations, neuropathy, weakness or heaviness in the legs and feet, instability, chronic inflammation, and circulatory disorders.
And you're not talking medicine. You're not talking about, having to live off pain pills or, Advil or ibuprofen or whatever the case may be,
No,
right?
not at all. Our therapies are non-invasive, no medication. We treat patients no longer than 20 to 24 visits to get the healing effect that they need. It doesn't matter if you've had multiple back surgeries. It doesn't matter if you've had pain for 25 years. My patient Biagio has severe stenosis, couldn't stand or walk when we met him, couldn't feel his feet. 3 weeks of care, 6 treatments. He can feel his feet again. He can stand and walk again. He's not using a cane or a walker. That's how quickly these nerves can heal, and people have to understand that they have to give themselves a chance.
All right, how can people schedule an evaluation with you?
Call 650-7246. Go to buffalopainrelief.com. There you can watch our TV show. You can fill out our pain questionnaire. You can come to my seminar and my open house and learn how you can help get your life back.
All right, Dr. Christian Milioto, Western New York Pain Relief, thank you.
Pleasure as always.
For more information and answers to your questions, contact Western New York Pain Relief by calling 716-650-PAIN or go to wnypainrelief.com. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Western New York Pain Relief. And don't forget to join me weekday morning 7 to 9 a.m. on Buffalo's oldie station, The Big Wack. Hi, I'm Joe Chile, mornings from 7 to 9 at Buffalo's oldie station, the Big Wack. Joining us on the Big Wack's Buffalo on the Rise today is Justen Leslie from Leslie's Collision and Restorations. How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. You know, one of the first things people are going to realize is Leslie's is your last name. So do people come in and want to know where Leslie is?
All the time.
Do they? They do?
Yeah, they're looking for a woman.
Well, you know, but you kind of fit the mold here when we start talking about some of the things you do. How long have you been in business?
Since 2016.
2016. Did you start the business?
Yes, me and my wife started it on our own.
Really?
Yep.
And, you know, in the name, you've got collision and restorations. Do you still do restorations, and what does that involve?
The restorations are veering off because the cost of everything being so high right now, it's not feasible to be able to operate, you know, doing the restorations all the time, but we do them on occasion.
You know, and when we talk about restorations, we're talking like, you know, cars like the Bullet Mustang and things that look like this.
Anything that somebody has that they want completely redone.
And, you know, here in Western New York, people actually do that?
We get a lot of it, you know.
You're talking big price tags on things like this, right?
Big price tags, yeah.
That's pretty wild. Okay, so what kind of services do you provide?
We pretty much provide most collision, you know, we work with all insurance companies. We do minor service, brakes. Pretty much if the customer comes in with a insurance estimate and they, you know, need to get their car fixed, whatever they need, tires, whatever's feasible, you know, to get the car done in one shot for them.
If you're out and you get into some kind of a scrape, you know, car accident, whatever it might be, and even if it's a minor one, how soon do you have to really call the insurance company? Do you have to call them right away?
You do. Yeah, really? If you choose to use insurance, you got to call them.
And what about, you know, if you say, for instance, it's an animal, you know, a deer, you know, at dusk comes out, you hit a deer, and you call the police department or the sheriff's department, and you want them to do a report, and they go, oh, we don't have to do a report, it's just a deer. Do you need a report to get insurance work done?
When you call, they have a tendency to want to know, you know, all the details of where and when. And believe it or not, cars can pick up on data losses and stuff like that in their computers these days. So
really,
yeah, it's better to be honest about what happens than not, because you can get yourself in a little bit there.
You know, that's another interesting thing. You know, I used to think of, you know, collision, you know, they're doing a lot of body work and things like this. But do you actually have to work on the computer in the car now too when you're restoring things? Is that part of it?
Depends on well, yes, a lot of times, because cars are equipped with ADAS now, so collision avoidance systems, automatic braking, lane departure, you know, blind spot detection, all that stuff, self-parking, 360 views, all that stuff is computer stuff that has to be done to the vehicle within every collision.
Promotional services. Offer any special deals for seniors?
We automatically, you know, for just about anybody, offer, you know, half off the deductible of $500. That's just the start. It all depends on, you know, the circumstances and how big of a claim it is. You know, sometimes we can roll in other damage that's there, you know, to try to, you know, keep the customer happy and, you know, try to clean things up for them so they get it all done in one shot.
And you work with all insurance companies?
All insurance companies.
You told me something once before when we were speaking about if your insurance company recommends, say for instance, a collision shop to go to, you don't necessarily have to go with that recommendation?
No, it's your insurance, it's your right. You can bring the car wherever you'd like. They may tell you that you don't get a warranty any longer, or they wash their hands of it, but that's where I come into play, and, you know, I warranty all my work, and we stand behind everything that we do. What
about the old thing where you used to hear, use all original parts? You know, is that something that still goes?
Yeah, we 90% of the time use all factory parts. We're one of the only shops around that do that. That comes into play with the saving on a deductible type thing. So what we do is that if you pay your full deductible, we'll use all factory parts. We don't typically use used unless there's no other options because of time, or what have you, or back ordered, or whatever the case may be. But the insurance company, if you they recommend that you go to a certain shop, What they have the ability to do is dictate what parts that they want to use on that vehicle. So 9 times out of 10, they're not going to pick a factory part. So whatever part is cheapest is what you're going to get on your car. We're the opposite. So we have our own set rates. We fight with the insurance company on our side for our rates. We fight to use the parts that we want to use, and if they don't, we have a little bit of leeway to be able to still provide them.
We have about a minute left. Just tell me, what's a direct repair shop?
Direct repair facility is someone that the insurance company would send the vehicle to that works with the insurance company for a cheaper labor rate. And like I said, the insurance company dictates what parts they use, on the vehicle. So that basically the direct repair shop doesn't have a say in what parts are used on the vehicle. It's what the insurance company decides that they want to use.
Justin, do you take cars from all over Western New York?
Yes, we take cars from anywhere. We do offer free towing within 100 miles with insurance claims.
All right, thank you very much. Justen Leslie from Leslie's Collision. For more information and answers to your question, contact Leslie's Collision by calling 716-453-1469 or go to lesliescollisionandrestorations.com, 2735 Bedell Road, Grand Island. And again, they offer free towing from anywhere in the 716. Sponsorship and promotional consideration for the preceding segment was provided by Leslie's Collision. And don't forget to join me weekdays 7 to 9 a.m. on The Big Weck.
Thanks for watching this edition of The Big Weck Presents Buffalo on the Rise. For information on this and other shows, go to our website, bigweck.com, and find out how you can participate on the program if you're a hometown business. I'm Joe Chili. Thanks for watching and listening to The Big Weck, Buffalo's oldie station.
The Big Weck Presents Buffalo on the Rise was sponsored by Dr. Kaplansky Dental Implants. Get new permanent teeth in 24 hours with our exclusive Teeth Now process.